Welcome back. Another episode of All Ball No Bull with your boy Jordon J. Will. It's the best basketball podcast in the States. You know how this goes. Very, very excited to be back. And what a journey it has been the last couple of weeks, the last few weeks in the NBA world, in the basketball world in general. I'll get to the women's very, very soon. Shouts to them once again. Crazy how things come full circle. Me getting started with this podcast and getting it going, I spoke on the women. I told y'all. Kobe told y'all. Steph told y'all. It's a beautiful game there. And I'm glad that people finally really get to saw it, and witnessed it with this past March Madness. But like I said, I'll get to them because I got a lot of great things and wonderful things to say about the women. But this episode right here, it's a spicy one. It's a good one. It's another discussion, It's me giving my thoughts, how I think, what I think. The typical. But this episode and this discussion is about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Andrew Irving. Nasty. Phenomenal. Give him his praise. Give him his flowers. Clap for him. It's all good. But we about to go down memory lane. Because I remember once upon a time ago. You know me. I love basketball. I love this game. I've been watching it since I was a kid. Playing it since I was a kid. And I am a Dookie. I'm a Blue Devil. Anyone that knows me, they knew when I was growing up, I was watching Coach K. I did my history. I found out about J.J. Redick, Bobby Hurley, Christian Laettner, Grant Hill. I was brushing up. And then along the way, in this beautiful journey of mine, of finding the game and understanding the game, there was a kid from St. Pat's, New Jersey. They were saying he's going to be the next best thing as a guard. Kyrie, highly coveted, comes to Duke. Phenomenal start. 11 games in, though. Well, I think it was even earlier than that. Some games in, he's playing and injures his toe. So we don't even get to see the full product. But he comes back in March Madness, competes a little bit. I think Seth Curry's over there. Nolan Smith, Andre Dawkins, Kyle Singler. Hoopers, right? This is Duke coming off, winning a championship. I believe the year prior, a couple years prior to that, where John Shire was over there leading the squad. But you got Kyrie Irving. He's coming back, and they're doing their thing in March Madness. He's showing you. He's producing, and they run into Arizona. Tough squad. Couldn't do anything at the time. Didn't have enough. Kyrie in his last game showed up, though. Had 25 plus. Showed up, though, right? Gets drafted number 1 with 11 games played in college. Crazy. 11 games. That's all they needed to say that he's going to be number 1. And he goes to Cleveland. Like I said, we're going down memory lane here because I love the praise and the flowers that we're giving Kyrie right now. I really do. I appreciate it, right? But we're going down memory lane. That's what this is about. And that's what we got to do. And when Kyrie got to Cleveland, the narrative was that he could not win. He couldn't win anything meaningful. He could produce because he damn sure did. He damn sure. 21, 5, and 4. 21 points per game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. On 46, 38, 87 splits. Very efficient, right? Very, very efficient. Does his thing. Goes crazy. And in the process, he gets LeBron James along the way. Something he needed to take his game to the next level. And what do? They win a ring. And Kyrie was a huge part of that. You LeBron fanatics, you LeBron sexuals, you know, it's for you. Kyrie got him that ring. If it wasn't for that game winner over Steph Curry, come on. So like I said, I'm going down memory lane. That's Cleveland, right? Produce. Won a ring for a franchise that has never won a thing with the help of LeBron, right? We saw in his first seasons that he wasn't able to take him to the next level, but that's a player learning his way. LeBron should know better than anyone. He jumped ship because he couldn't win. Like, you feel me? Everyone's story is different, but he gets a ring with LeBron as the Robin, does his thing. But then he says, things just aren't sitting right. And this is where the story gets very interesting, because first it was kind of strictly basketball with Kyrie. That's where we kept it at with Kai. That is a talent, a God-given talent, a generational talent, right? That we clearly see. But if the point of the game is to win, and he isn't producing in that perspective or in that aspect, then yeah, we got to have a conversation, right? He does that. He gets LeBron, they win a ring. 40 plus points, both of them in the final. Like, come on, he did that too. Game winner, he did that too. He was right there. So he accomplishes that, right? But this is where, like I said, the story gets interesting, because in the midst of all that greatness, and the young king, becoming himself, the media tries to, push that narrative and create controversy where there isn't one, or there shouldn't be one. And I'm going to go to the infamous interview, with Kyrie, and the woman basically asks him, what parental role has LeBron played in your life? And Kyrie, as he should have, responded like, what the hell are you talking about? I got, well, first he was kind of thrown off. He gave her some grace. He responded back like, yo, can you repeat that again? Because I think you mean like family, and, nah. Brushed it off and came back, and she repeated it again. Like, nah, I mean, like, what parental role has LeBron played in your life? And parental is a key word here. He responds back, I got one pops in my life, says his father's name, and that's it. LeBron has been a good leader in that way, and very political. Cleaned it up. Could have kept it a being for real, but he cleaned it up. But you can clearly tell right then and there that was like, okay, something clicked in Kyrie's head. No more of the shenanigans. You're not about to take away from me as a man and as an individual, as a player, and what I've accomplished. Because, yeah, LeBron is LeBron, right? But he damn sure needed me too to win that ring. So you're going to take away what I did and then say like I ain't got no pops in my life and he kind of guided me. And hell nah. Fuck that. And I feel him. So it's time to bounce. Let's go find another story. Something else we can accomplish. Seeing exit. We leaving Cleveland. Gonna take our talents to the East Coast now. We're gonna go to a very prestigious and historical franchise, one of the greatest franchises in basketball history. They win. They produce. They are passionate, right? Highly intelligent minds over there. It's what basketball is when you think of the Boston Celtics. I am a Lakers, purple and gold. This is what I do. But I respect that team on the other coast. Truly do, because there's been a lot of battles there. So Kyrie decides to go there. And in the grand scheme of things, it sounds amazing. It looks wonderful on paper. You got a lot of young pieces over there. Jason Tatum, brotherhood. So, of course, we click, and K has them in contact. They play together. They hoop together. Marcus Smart, I believe, comes along. Jaylen Brown. Like, you have young players and pieces And we saw something that could have been great with Boston. But then things started getting messy. Started getting confusing. And it's been highly known around the world, not even in basketball, but in hockey, in football, soccer, baseball. Boston is a very, very tense city, especially racially. Let's keep it a beam. One of the greatest players in basketball history, Bill Russell, played in Boston. Won a hell of a lot in Boston. And was very vocal about the racial tensions and just BS that people had to endure on a daily basis. So we get to an individual like KYRIE, who's highly intelligent, who knows his worth, who's finding himself. And he questions, am I being treated correctly and fairly when I play for your franchise? And it started getting very divisive between the two parties, KYRIE and Boston. He's coming in, trying to express himself and his culture, gets in touch with his indigenous side, starts saging at games and all this good stuff, and it becomes negative. The narrative switches. So then we like I said, we take the focus away from basketball, and then we switch it to, his character, quote in quotations, thinking that we know his character and the way he is as a person. And it gets crazy. You can tell he's not vibing with them. They're not vibing with him. In the midst of all this BS, though, like students of the game, like people who love the game, who watch the game, he's producing. He's killing. 24, 6, and 4. 24 points per game, 6 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game. On 49, 40, 88 splits. 49, 40, 88 splits. I'm going to say it again. I named the first, stat line from Cleveland. Just name that one. With Boston. Those are his seasons with each franchise. So I'm going to say it again. For Cleveland, 46, 38, 37. Pardon me, 46, 38, 87. Right? Boston, 49, 40, 88. That's damn near 50, 40, 90. One of the best clubs that players want to be a part of. A club that KYRIE is already a part of. And for people who don't understand that term, it's not making any sense. 50, 40, 90 is essentially the splits for each scoring area of the game. So, overall field goal percentage, that's layups, mid-range shots, 3-point shots, all combined. That is what you're aiming for. So 50 is typically pretty high. That's the average. And if you get higher than that, then it's pretty damn amazing, right? And then you have the 40, which is the perimeter, the 3-point, it's what you want to be Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So if you're hitting that 40 mark, and typically I believe the league average is like 35, 35%, something of that nature. But if you're hitting the 40 mark, you're a sniper. And then you have the 90, which is free throws. It's how efficient are you at the free throw line. KYRIE is producing there as well. He's a part of that club. Larry Bird is. Steve Nash is. Kevin Durant is. I think Malcolm Brogdon is. Kyrie Irving is. Highly intelligent individuals. Each person I just named. And something he did in Boston, like I said, in the midst of all that chaos and racial tension and not understanding somebody That's what he did. But he didn't win. So there we go again with this lingering thing that we hang over Kyrie Irving that he had in the initial start of his career. It repeats itself in Boston. He didn't do enough of what he had, didn't take him far enough, didn't win. So you know what he's thinking? It's what LeBron started. It is what LeBron started. Hey, I got friends in the league. I got other hoopers as well, just like me, who I connect with and I vibe with, and they understand my situation. And they can help me get to that end goal, which is what we all want. It's a ring. So he starts talking to Kevin Durant. KD. Easy money sniper. A man that has definitely made his career something that we've never seen before. You know, he could have took the typical route. Superstar comes in, very clean cut, gets the endorsement deals, maybe wins a ring, maybe doesn't, but it's an all-star every year, perennial all-star, right? He could have took that route. But KD is another individual, a person again, someone who understands that I can show you art, but I can also be myself at the same time. There's no problem with that. So why wouldn't he team up with Kyrie Irving? The outliers. And for the hell of it, we're going to throw in James Harden too. Bring in James too. We're going to do this. We're going to come together. New big three. We in Brooklyn. We in New York. Fuck the Knicks. This is the mindset. We coming in. We about to run with it. And if I'm not mistaken, when that Brooklyn team was on the floor, they were killing and they were winning. I think winning a little bit too much. I think other people in the league were frightened. I'm not going to say who, but I think other people in the league were frightened. And it took circumstances we'd never seen before in our lifetime, at least, that happened that derailed the progress of that Brooklyn Nets team. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And it's been some years now, right? Reflect on it. We can think about it. Take it in. But Kyrie Irving, before I even get to that, he was not a top 75 player. NBA media outlets, all that good stuff. They just recently released, not recently, but they released a while back, the top 75 NBA players of all time. They've updated the list with active players from the past, people who've made their impact and imprint on the game. And this is around the time that Kyrie's in Brooklyn. He doesn't make the top 75 list. Now, I can get into it and run you down the old school players who made it over him, the retired legends who made it over. I'm going to give you active players because we're gonna go off of what we can work with right now. And I'm going to talk about the players who are actively playing in the NBA that were on the top 75 list instead of Kyrie Irving. One of them is Damian Lillard, James Harden, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook. I'll say it again. You got James Harden, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, and Russell Westbrook. All of those players have something in common that Kyrie doesn't, right? I don't know if it's a good thing, though. James has not won a ring. Chris Paul ain't won a ring. Russ damn sure ain't won a ring. Dame ain't sniffed the ring. Kyrie has one. Well, he had LeBron James, so it takes away. Russ had LeBron too. He had an AD as well. What did he do with it? It's the caliber of the player here. So the biggest accomplishment in sports, in basketball, something that we all preach. The thing that Kyrie hanging over his career, it's something he doesn't have. The players I mentioned over him didn't even accomplish that, and they're on the top 75 list. And right, yes, winning isn't the so all be all. I'm declaring you the GOAT, obviously. But if the point of the game is to win, and eye test wise, we already know that Kyrie is arguably the greatest, just visually looking at him play basketball. And then his stats speak for himself as well. We can go with accolades. Rookie of the Year, 3-point shootout contest champion, multiple time All-Star selections, All NBA. Produces on the Olympic level as well, the international level, has a ring, and those individuals made it over him. Russ, I may give you, right? Because he has an MVP, Mr. Triple Double. And even then, I know he's not better than Kyrie. You'd be damn fool, you're damn crazy, you're sick in the head if you think that Russ is better than Kyrie. It's not true. But he's accomplished a lot as an individual, so I can understand that one somewhat. But the one that gets me, that right in the gut, and this is how you know it's politics, is Dame. What has Dame done that Kyrie has not? You're going to say he's led Portland? What did he lead Portland to? Nothing. Exits in the playoffs. It was an entertainment fest that got boring, and now he's in Milwaukee. He has Giannis now, so this is his chance to shut me up, to make me go to my room and go to sleep, and be like, oh yeah, I got me a dominant player too, so I'm producing, I'm winning now, right? Kyrie has done that. So Dame shouldn't even be in the discussion with him. We shouldn't even be talking about that. And I respect Dame. This is no disrespect. Because I know how the media and how your takes can come out like, oh, you're talking down on this player. But what do we value here? What are we teaching the youth? Why do you play the game? Is it to be a great player that does what's needed and keeps it cool and keeps it moving, doesn't win though? Or the player that embraces himself, brings his beauty and his artistry to the game, but the thing that stops him from getting top 75, if we're being real, because this is all ball, no bull, formerly uncut, unfiltered, no unruly, you know? So we got to be uncut here. Kyrie didn't get top 75 because he didn't get the vaccine. COVID happened, stopped the world. It got political, it got whatever. That's why he didn't get top 75. They won't come out and say it. I'm going to say it. because that whole thing was a blackballing, stopped him from playing, essentially. LeBron got the bubble ring. A lot of players didn't play. Like, that was a time period with the NBA and the basketball community that just changed the game forever. And they really tried to assassinate a man's character right in front of us for staying true to himself, for standing firm on his beliefs. And never once did I see KYRIE add fuel to any fire or promote any hate. He's nothing but love, building, questioning, knowledge. So like I said, give him his flowers, clap, do what you got to do. It's great. It's beautiful right now. It's amazing. But do recall when he was the black sheep. It wasn't allowed. We didn't like him. When I say we, you. Because from day one, been rocking with Kai. Always know the energy. Always know the love. It's my story. It's just me summing it up, bringing it together. It's cool to be wrong. It's cool to say, hey, I messed up. But I don't like the false parading, the hopping on a bandwagon when it's good. Where were you at when it was bad? And that's the point about this too. It's educational. My man's doing this on Ramadan. Ramadan Kai. Out of this world. So we bring it present day. Brooklyn doesn't work out. We take some time away. He's finding his way. Doing this thing. And Dallas somehow falls in his lap. Mark Cuban. Luka Doncic. And it took, some time to figure it out and find out what it was going to be with these two absolute killers, assassins. Both can shoot, both can dribble, both can create. Took some while, right? But this season, we clearly see this is the best the Mavs have been with Luka. He has another player, a Robin in a sense, damn near a Batman at this point, the way he's playing. And Kyrie on a different level. Like, Kyrie has been extremely consistent throughout his whole career, efficient, scoring, all that good stuff. But this year, he's taking it to a different level. And not in the sense that the outage is just like, exceptionally better or out of this world. But it's so precise. It's like when Kobe went from, 8 to 24, a little bit more composed and that cerebral assassin type vibe. This is what I'm getting from Kyrie. Everything just so exact. He knows exactly what he's doing at this point. Before it was like, he's just gifted and skillful and talented, so you can't really anticipate or get to where he's going. And if you do, he's just younger and quicker than you, right? Now, like I said, it's more precise. It's slowed down, but still with that grace. And I think the game winner over Jokic and the Nuggets sums it up with him. Left hand, taking a big man who has more of a reach and a chance to block your shot, and you do it like it's nothing for the game. 26, 5, and 5 on 50, 40, 92 this season with the Mavericks so far. A few games left to be seen, but this is what Kyrie Irving is doing right now. Like I said, during Ramadan. And he's not top 75, a winner, rookie of the year. He's doing everything that you want a player to do as they're coming in as the number one pick. I love you, Kai, man. This is amazing. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, man. A lovely story coming to its, new chapter. I'm not gonna say ending, but new chapter or ending of a chapter, right? It's the rebirth period, and KYRIE is doing a damn well job of killing it, man. But it's always phenomenal having these talks with you guys. Kind of dive into my thoughts in my head, seeing what, how I think and the way I think. Because I'm very passionate about this sport and this game and certain players in particular, right? It's just what the fandom is. But Kyrie Irving is a special human being to me. I love people who can give you a part of themselves, but also show you what they master in. I think Kyrie Irving does an exceptional job of that. So this was my story for him, to him, and about him for you guys. And as always, I got to close it out. Because I need you guys to follow me and support me on all my platforms and streaming. IG at allball, no BS. Twitter at allball, no BS as well. And then on TikTok and YouTube, it's at allball, no bull. Always love you guys tuning in, showing support for All Ball, No Bull. And this is just many of the stories that, I'm going to give you. I got a couple more coming up, cooking up some fire. But yes, sir. This day of eclipse too, so it's kind of crazy, Got that energy, feeling good. But we are